Hello everyone and welcome to Chirp's Splat Guides, a rundown on weapons in both Turf War and Anarchy battles. Today we are going over the brushes, a cousin of the rollers notable for their incredibly fast speed and maneuverability. This video will be formatted kinda weird. There are only two brushes and honestly they're super similar, so there'll be a lot of overlap. Let's start out with the moveset. Tapping R does a fast swipe, launching ink in a spray in front of you. You attack incredibly fast, and it takes 4 hits to splat someone. It also covers the ground with ink pretty quickly. Holding R makes you put the brush on the ground and run incredibly fast. Unlike the roller's similar maneuver, hitting someone will do such a small amount of damage, it isn't even a little worth it. The main brush's sub is the Splat Bomb, the bread and butter lethal grenade, good for flushing out enemies, hitting folks far away, and much more. Your special is the Killer Whale, which forces people to move, which means they're not shooting at you, giving you an opportunity to position for flanks. The Octobrush variant has a slower attack and movement speed, but with farther range and damage, splatting in 3 hits instead of 4. It has the Suction Bomb, which has similar use to the Splat Bomb, and for a special it has the Zip Caster, which allows you to pull off some fantastic flanks to destroy the enemy backline. And you know, let's take a look at builds real quick. For the Inkbrush, you'll want Sub Power Up. This speeds up your bombs, allowing you to catch folks off guard. For Octo, you'll want to swap that out for Special Power Up, so your zip cast lasts just a little bit longer, but not too many because it has pretty crazy diminishing returns. Both want Swim Speed, Ninja Squid, and Stealth Jump for main skills. You then want a slot in the typical Ink Resist, Quick Jump, Quick Respawn abilities. With your remaining points, you'll want more Swim Speed, maybe some Ink Saver Sub or Ink Regen. You can also swap out the main Swim Speed on your headpiece for last-ditch effort. But if you do that, make sure to spend all of your last 4 on Swim Speed. Now for some gameplay. Oh man, I have not played the Inkbrush in a while, but let's get right into some Turf War. You're a Slayer class who wants to focus on flanking enemies. In Turf War, this means your job is to run around at the speed of sound, following the enemy inkers and splatting them. You can sprint through enemy ink, catching opponents off guard as they focus on other stuff. Keep in mind where your enemy blind spots are. It might be worth taking a little detour if it means they won't see you until it's too late. In Anarchy, the name of the game will be flanking. You can easily get behind your opponents and splat them while they're looking the other way. Gotta keep in mind though, this is super predictable. The name of the game with the brushes is to keep your enemies guessing where you'll show up next. You should have at least a few routes picked out for each stage. If your ambush gets rumbled, just run. You'll lose a fair fight just about every time. Use your bombs to force opponents to flee, then run them down. Or use the distraction to slip away and flank from a new direction. The Killer Whale is used in a similar way. It makes folks have to move, giving you time to run them down, reposition, etc. It is worth to take a little time once in a while to build your special to help secure the tower. The ink line on your Octobrush, meanwhile, will help you pull off some great flanks. You want to think outside of the box. Don't just jump straight into your opponent. Use parts of the stage that you normally wouldn't be able to interact with to slip behind opponents. The Octobrush has a lot more range than you'd expect. You can even use it similar to a bucket, flinging ink over small ledges. You do have damage drop off though, so it will take more swings to splat someone in this way. As an aside, I do want to mention, even more so than other weapons, make sure to do some wrist stretches and exercises every few matches. Lots of button mashing and flailing will wreck your wrist pretty good. With that, we're done with the brushes. Drop a like down below if you enjoyed the video, subscribe if you want to see more, and comment if you have additional tips to leave. Until next time, stay fresh.